Hey everyone, this is Jeffrey from Jeffrey Hunt Art, and today I'm going to talk to you about the tools that I'm using as I prepare to become a digital artist after almost 30 years of service in the military. And it's a big jump, working for the military for this amount of time, and I'm finally able to go after my dreams to pursue an art career. I can be my own boss, decide which projects I want to work on, and I can devote, all my time to the things that I really love the most, and which is creating digital art and sharing it with you guys, my audience. So this video is going to be pretty valuable to you. Why? Because I'm sharing with you everything that I've learned so far about what I've researched in becoming a digital artist, and it's all in one place. So hopefully that will save you guys some time down the road instead of having to go to 12 different places. Hey, you got my video, hopefully to give you some more information than what you had before you watched it. So let's get started. So let's start with the most basic tool of all, probably the most important tool if you want to be a digital artist, is you have to figure out what kind of computer you're going to use. Are you going to use an expensive computer, something that you could build a multiplayer video game on, or are you gonna maybe use something a little bit more lean, or something that you can just purchase pretty easily at a minimal cost and just get you running? Well, what I will tell you is don't go and try and get the most expensive thing, because you really just don't need it, especially if you're just starting out. If you're just trying to get your art out there, you just need something that you can start to learn how to use the different software and different tools. I would just get yourself just a regular basic laptop, and they make very nice Wacom digital art pads that you can just draw on with the pressure sensitivity, and it is amazing. So don't go out trying to get a Lamborghini of computers, because you'll end up potentially with just a big rock and a whole lot of expense, especially if you find out you don't really like to be an artist from the get-go. So, and mind you, this video is for people who are already interested in being an artist. So if you're not wanting to be an artist, then you can probably just stop watching right now, because this isn't going to help you at all. But anyway, so I mean, I currently use a Surface Design Studio, and I find that it's very portable and it's very easy to use, and I can take it with me whenever I need to leave. The military sends me in all kinds of stuff every once in a while, so it's nice to be able to take a computer with me so I can keep drawing in my spare time, when I have it. But if you're actually into making 3D art, then maybe consider getting something that's can about 16 gigs of RAM. That'll give you the speed to render those 3D models. But on an 8 gig PC using Blender, for example, I really didn't have any problems with the rendering or creating models. So the point of all of this, again, just don't spend a whole lot of money on a computer if you don't need to. And if there's one question about whether or not you want to continue with digital art, don't spend the extra money. And that's all I'll say about that. So software is kind of a whole different ball of wax. So from 10 years ago, when I was really first interested in digital art and started drawing, most of the stuff you just bought the license and that was it. It was yours, and you'd have an update here and there, but and then I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think that when Photoshop went to more of a subscription basis, a lot of the other software companies they follow suit, and so instead of just buying a copy, now you're buying a subscription. So probably if you were to ask any pro out there, Photoshop is the one that you want to really get to know and use, because that's what a lot of these video game companies, this is a lot of their artists are using at these companies to create their designs. And so having a knowledge of how it works is definitely going to benefit you in the long run. Now, I use Clip Studio Paint. Do I pay a subscription? Yes and no. So it's optional. If I want to continue to get the upgrades, then I continue paying the annual fee. But other than that, I really just paid for, I don't know, maybe once or twice. I feel like I've saved a lot of money compared to the amount of money I was paying for Photoshop. So Clip Studio Paint is what works for me. Now, what can I use Clip Studio Paint for? Well, I'll tell you, I've designed and published 3 art books, really 2 art books and 1 comic book. But I used Clip Studio Paint for all. I was able to build my book inside of Clip Studio Paint and then export it into a file compatible to use with Kindle publishing, and voila, it's on the Amazon website and doing relatively well for if I don't say so myself. And there's links to those books in the details or the description of the video, so feel free to check it out. They're in the Amazon store. What else I mean, there's other programs out there too. There's Sketchbook Pro. Sketchbook Pro is predominantly free. You can download it, install it very easily. There's cross compatibility between Clip Studio Paint and Sketchbook Pro when it comes to buying digital brushes. There's plenty of stores out there that sell digital brushes. I actually sell some of my own in my Gumroad store. And that's a 2025 goal of mine, is to build my store a little bit more and add some more functionality and some more products out there for everyone. But I've not had any problems, taking brushes that I bought from Gumroad that were Clip Studio Paint and then importing them into Sketchbook, or taking Sketchbook Pro brushes and importing them into Clip Studio. So that's one of the nice things about the software, is that it gives you a little more extra flexibility, especially if there'd be those brushes that you start using and it's like, oh, that's my default brush for everything, and suddenly you find yourself wanting it, and you're like, oh, I'm in Sketchbook Pro, but my other program has this, so oh, that's okay, I can just import it in and voila, you're done. So good point of interest there. So anyway, moving on, the other big tool I use is Canva. Software wise. So Canva is free. You can get a membership, but I make all of my YouTube thumbnails in Canva. I'll also do some side projects in Canva. It gives me a nice way of importing products or projects into it that I want to share around and collaborate with other people. So, and again, there's enough meatiness to Canva using it for free that you don't need to buy the subscription. So there's another way to save money that I found saves me money, that I would definitely promote to the greater masses. So let's talk about webcams. So there's webcams in your phone. There's webcams in almost every computer that you buy off the shelf has a webcam. And then you can buy, the portable, for example, the Logi or Logi, however you say it, webcams that are out there. Again, you don't need to spend a whole lot of money. Use what you already got. Cell phones today are comparable to almost any computer PC when it comes to video recording. So, you can just save some money just with what you got by not having to buy anything. How about that? So if you're into webcam, if you feel that you want to make YouTube videos, or if you want to do, say, a promotional video for something that you're working on, your cell phone video recorder is just as fine with a microphone, and it's already in the phone, and if you can put in a pair of cheap earplugs so you can listen to the playback. Now I would be remiss if I didn't bring up an art desk. Because you have to have something to all this stuff I just named off. You got to put it somewhere, right? So at one point I had like an easel style desk, where I would it was at a slant, and I could pull it up if I wanted to do sketching or painting. But as I got into digital art, I found I don't need a desk that does that anymore. I just need something flat. So what I use is a nice L-shaped desk, and you can get those at almost any place. I got mine from Big Lots, but stores like Michael's, they sell them, or you can buy them online from Amazon. There's a number of different ways to get a decent art desk. So one of the nice things about digital art is I don't have to wash my hands after I'm done drawing something. I love it. And I used to have to wash my paint brushes. Oh, I haven't had to clean one digital brush yet since I've been using Clipstudio Paint and digital art. So, if that's not a convincing factor to get someone interested in digital art, well, there you go. Stay clean. Stay clean, my friends. So other tools out there that I use are that are free. I use Google Calendars to build out my project schedules. It's not really free, but Microsoft has a lot of programs out there. So if you're using Microsoft Office, there's a lot of B2B type stuff, type of functionality where you can collaborate with other people doing your work, or if you're into creating databases for your address lists and things like that. I mean, all very accessible, and I found to be very useful so far. So but that about wraps it up. So hopefully this video found you. Hopefully this video gave you some insight into some of the tools that you need to think about. Again, I'm really looking forward to getting my transition going. I can't actually submit my packet until October of this year. And once I do, I'll have 2 years that I have to wait to get this done. So, hey, there's a lot more opportunity in there to share insights and trade information with my audience out there. And I'm very grateful that I'm at a point in my career where I can do that, where I can say, hey, this is everything that I've learned, and here's what you guys can get out of it. So I'd really like to hear what your thoughts are in the comments, and if you have any questions for me, feel free to put those there as well, and I will answer them as soon as I see them. And if you haven't hit that like button, I'm told that that's a good thing to do, so if you don't mind, please click it before you depart, and I'll see you in the next video.